handshake?
Yeah. Okay. 9
Good afternoon and welcome to the marriage celebration of Jenna Eckel and Timothy O'Toole. We are here today in the presence of God to celebrate a joyful moment in the lives of Timothy and Jenna. A day that has been preceded by much planning and preparation. A day to celebrate the Lord's almighty power to take two individual people who love one another and supernaturally bond them together. A day that is not the end of all this planning and preparation, but the beginning of a life spent together in holy matrimony as husband and wife. Who is this beautiful woman away in marriage today?
My wife, Jody, and myself, Jim.
Shake hands.
Thanks, Jim.
Cherish and take care of what you value. Happiness is fragile. Appreciate every moment and do everything you can to protect it. The rest of life, in a sense, is background noise. I also want to say to Papa and myself, and as I speak for your mom, we love you very much and are very proud of you. And I know your Papa is dancing the Irish jig right now because of a man named Timothy O'Toole. May your Lord bring you joy and your evening bring you peace. May your troubles grow few and your blessings increase. May the saddest day of your future be no worse than the happiest day of your past.
We're all crying.
May you forever class in friendship and your heart is love. You are very special. God has touched you in many ways. May His blessings rest upon you and fill all your young days. Congratulations.
Many things have been said about marriage over the years. Some deep thinkers have said marriage is not a word, it's a sentence, a life sentence without parole. Some people have called marriage an institution, an institute where Timothy's only appropriate response to any situation whatsoever for the rest of his life is, yes, dear. While people have said many things about marriage over the years, what matters most to me is what the designer of marriage himself has to say about it. The Lord who designed and created marriage has declared in the Bible that marriage is a holy institution between one man and one woman, and it's therefore not to be entered in unadvisedly, but with wise minds, humble hearts, and deep dependence on the Lord, our Jesus Christ. Our Lord inspired King Solomon, the wisest man in the world, wrote the following, found in the book of Ecclesiastes. He wrote, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up. But pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." What a wonderful picture of marriage. Two because they are a team. They will help each other when the other one falls. But then Solomon talks about this rope. What is he talking about? A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. You see, while 2 are better than 1, 3 is even better than 2. The three strands of the cord are Jenna, Timothy, and Jesus Christ, who is very God. Jenna and Timothy, as you invite Jesus today to be the center of your marriage will have a firm foundation to stand upon. With Jesus as the center of your marriage, it will stand the test of time and not easily be broken apart when the stresses of life pull and tug on your marriage. It will not be easily broken apart when you face temptations to be unfaithful or to lie or to be selfish, when you mourn the loss of a loved one, when you face illness or financial difficulties. You will not only need to lean on each other for comfort and support, but you'll also need to lean on Jesus. He will give you strength, peace, courage, and wisdom in every situation, no matter how big or small. Remember that he is the third strand in your cord of marriage. So how do you practically have Jesus as the center of your marriage? Well, he first must be the center of your life. So at this time, Tim and Jenna would like to share words about their love for each other, and Tim is elected to go first.
Jenna, I honestly can't believe we made it to this day, but at the same time, I absolutely knew that we would, because of the love that we have for each other is so deeply rooted within our hearts that it's stronger than anything that this world can throw at us. Reflecting on this time leading up to our wedding, I kept telling myself, we don't know about tomorrow, but all we need to know is that we love each other today. I believe that this is a sentiment that will endure for our entire lives. We will continue to love each other day in, day out, and continue to make that love grow over time. I knew that you were the person for me, not at one single time, but over a series of events that continues to unfold. You are the most kind, happy, caring person that I've ever been around. And when I'm talking about Jenna being happy, she literally wakes up with a smile on her face. If you don't believe me, ask Maggie or Trisha. I also love you so much because you're the only person that I can be myself around and that knows everything about me, the good and the bad, and continues to love me for the person that I am, who remains by my side through any challenge that we may face. For that, I truly am thankful, and I promise that I will love and appreciate you for all time. Our love is truly something that's exceptional, something that I will never take for granted. Here on this day, before the people that we love, I vow to take care of you, to protect you, to support you, and I will love you with my entire heart for the rest of our lives. It would be the greatest honor of my life to be called your husband and to call you my wife.
Tim, it's hard to put into words that fully describe how filled with joy I am to be standing here with you today. In front of our family and friends, we become husband and wife. What a ride it has been, but I wouldn't want to share it or do it with anybody else. From the moment I met you, I truly couldn't help myself from falling for you. From your smile that lights up a room, to your contagious laugh, to your dance moves like quite no other I've ever seen before. You beam with energy, and that energy is what attracted me to you. I admire your ambition to continue to grow and learn as an individual, your drive and the way you inspire people through your profession and through coaching. You pass on to things others, you pass on to things that you are truly passionate about. Because of the obstacles and challenges that you have overcame, it truly inspires me to put in hard work, but also not to take anything for life for granted, and overall strive to be a better person. I am sure that some of you have heard the story when Tim and I were going through the drive-thru of Tim Hortons last fall. I asked him to order me a coffee with 1 pump of pumpkin. Tim then proceeded to tell the drive-thru employee that we needed a coffee with 1 humble pumpkin. I love this story because not only the humor that comes with it, from the confusion and whatever was said from me, but this is truly who Tim is. I know that he will do anything for me, no matter how crazy I may sound or silly he may look doing it. Tim, no matter what, I'll always be your humble pumpkin. As your wife, I promise to always pick you up when you're down and be your sunshine. I promise to be the greatest fan, your biggest cheerleader, but most important, the person you can rely on the most that's on your team. I promise to listen wholeheartedly and to be open-minded with empathy. I promise that no matter what this crazy life throws our way, I will be there to tackle it with you as your partner in crime. I love you with all my heart. I love our story, and I cannot wait to continue fighting it together.
Timothy, will you take Jenna to be your wedded wife, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy state of marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, cherish her, honor her, and remain together with her in sickness and health, forsaking all others, keeping yourself for her and her alone, as long as you both shall live?
I do. I will.
I will.
I will. I will. I will.
Jenna, will you take Timothy to be your wedded husband, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy state of marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, cherish him, honor him, and remain together with him in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, keeping yourself for him and him alone, as long as you both shall live?
I will.
The wedding rings you're about to exchange are a symbol of marriage in at least two ways. First, in substance, the purity of the precious metal these rings are made of represents the purity of your love for one another. Second is the shape of the ring, an unending circle that represents the unending vows which you are taking today in the sight of God, your family, and friends.
I, Timothy,
Take you, Jenna,
take you, Jenna,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to treasure,
to have and to treasure,
from this day forward,
from this day forth,
for better, for worse,
better or for worse,
for richer and
for
poorer,
richer or poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow.
to love and to cherish until death. This is my solemn vow.
You can put the ring on, Jim. I, Jenna,
I, Jenna,
take you, Timothy,
take you, Timothy,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to have and to treasure,
to have and to treasure
from this day
from
forward,
this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness
in sickness
and in health,
and in health,
to love and cherish
to love and to cherish
until we are parted
until we are parted
by death.
by death.
This is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
Timothy and Jenna, it is my distinct honor and privilege to pronounce you as husband and wife. Timothy, you may kiss Jenna as your bride. It is my distinct privilege to present to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Timothy O'Toole.